Hey, how you guys doing? Hope you had a good day in the markets today. I had an okay day. I had a couple good trades, some mediocre trades, some missed trades, some bad trades. So stay tuned for that. But before we jump into that really quickly, just give you a little update on the channel. Up to 139 people. I think last time I shared it, I had barely broken 100. So thank you to the 39 new subscribers. And on that note, also, like most of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. So if you guys aren't subscribed, please subscribe. It really helps me out, motivates me to keep making these. So that being said, if you like the content, like, subscribe, leave me some feedback, and we'll jump into the trades. The first one we'll jump into is Macy's M. It was the hot stock on the day, obviously, because it was the big gap down, the big name on the day. I traded it about as well as I imagined I would have been able to trade it. Obviously, it's perfect would have been like not to sell to the bottom, but as far as like in practical terms, I think I traded it as well as I could have. Looking at it here, right here on the 1 minute, obviously on the daily gap down stock. But with gap down stocks, there's gonna be some fluctuations. It's kind of rare, not rare, but as often as they just flush straight down after gapping down, they'll kind of go sideways and even go up a little bit. So that being the case, right off the open, I was just kind of waiting. Like you see here in the first 3 minutes, I didn't do anything. I watched it go down. I resisted the temptation to chase. I kind of wicked here a little bit. It was just kind of chopping around. And eventually it did this move, which is what I was looking for. And it did this push back up. All right. So on this push back up, that's when I was looking to get short. I didn't get short on this candle though. I waited for the next candle as it started to come back down as confirmation, and also to give me a pivot area to get stopped out at, right? So to get short up here as it's pushing higher, it's gambling, right? So wait for it to slow down, right? Read the tape, watch it slow down, and wait for the next candle, or just wait for it to start to come back down. So that's what I did. Wait for the next candle, start to come back down, and I hit it short. Covered as it got back down here into the VWAP in 9 and 20 area. Maybe covered a little bit too much, but whatever. I've had these stocks rip back up against me oftentimes in these kind of moves, so I wanted to take most of my profits as soon as I could. So it took some profits, but it stayed here. It was being weak. And as it started to come back down below VWAP and these moving averages, I added back, right? This is something you've heard me say in some videos recently, which is I'm trying to get better at. Trade around a core position, take profits, add back, etc. So that's what I did on this trade, and I'm glad I did. It worked out nicely. So like I said, it was going sideways, starting to trend lower, added. This cover was a little premature. Now it may look bad because I had just added right here, but when I added here, my average was up here still, right? Somewhere up there. So the profit isn't relative to this sell. I mean, this cover isn't relative to this. It's relative to this up here, right? So, but even that being the case, even though my average is up here, this was still too early a cover. I'm not sure why I took it. I was just getting nervous. But it was a small cover. And I covered down into this wash. Again, just trying to hold and be patient. Just cover down here. And as I got down here, I wasn't really liking the price action that much. It was holding a little bit more than I'd like to, especially after this break. So I took another cover here. And at that point, I had what I think an eighth of my original position. I just left at, I just set a stop for, and then eventually it just kind of went sideways and stopped me out here near break even. So that was it. Again, happy with the trade. Traded it as well as I imagined I could have, aside from this little early cover down here. So I'm overall happy with Macy's. If you were somebody, unfortunately, who chased this short, you got really stuck and you got your face ripped off on this candle, on these candles right here, and you probably got stopped out. So I very much recommend to people, don't trade in the first at least 2 minutes. Wait for the first 2 minutes to kind of wiggle and do what they're going to do. If you miss the big move, you missed the big move. But in the long run, I think it's going to save you more money and headache than you would have missed out on. So that's my trade on Macy's. The next ones are going to be trades that are missed opportunities or straight up messed up bad trading. So in no particular order, I'm not sure which one this one is. Mylan, MYL. Let me go ahead and frame up the charts for you guys really quickly here. MYL. Happy with the trade. It didn't work out perfectly. I executed it very well. It just didn't want to be a home run. It was just a base hit. So MYL, sell off here. You see on the 5 minute, 1 minute's off the charts. But this is a bounce play, right? Came down here to this little, these pivots areas down here. Sorry, when I'm drawing by hand, it's a horrible line. It's not very straight, but it came down to this area of support, right? As it got down here, I was watching, just reading and feeling it out, right? It started to slow down, right? At a nice bottom wick right here. So as it started to go back above this little range area, I went long, right? I bought. and then I just started to scale out. And unfortunately, as I got up back up to here, it started to slow down. It started to pull back, so I got all out. But it was a bounce play. I saw it. I hit it with my first entry. It was solid. Very happy with this trade. It's just unfortunate that it didn't want to be a big one. It didn't want to go all the way back to VWAP like I was hoping. Next one is Roku. Roku, I traded well, so I'm happy, not happy. So you'll see what I mean when I get to the chart right here. Let me go and frame this up first before I get into my spiel. All right. So Roku, the key with Roku is the daily, right? It's been beasting. It gapped up and it was going crazy. It was going bonkers. It's in no man's land. It's all up here. But the reason I had this on my charts to possibly take short today is yesterday I tried to push higher above 140. It got stalled. It slammed back down. So it was a sell-off candle. What's it called? A shooting star is what they call that kind of candle. And then today, this morning, it gapped down a little bit, right? Small gap down. So looking to take it short. But so obviously in the very beginning of the morning, I was busy with Macy's, but eventually I came back to it. I saw Roku and pushed up and back above VWAP, but it was being weak. It was kind of consolidating above VWAP, above the 9 and the 20. As it started to come back down, I waited for it to break below VWAP, got short, started covering into the wash. So this was most of my position taken away, or at least half. I don't remember exactly. And then unfortunately, it went up and stopped me out at my break even. So that was the first trade. So it's a winner. Happy on that. Next trade, again, similar sort of thing. It got back above VWAP, but it was consolidating above VWAP, getting weak, right? This was a little fake out right here. So fortunately, I didn't take that one. But then as it got weaker and came back down here, I took it short above VWAP, low anticipation, and just started covering back down to the wash again. Hey, you see here, it's super choppy. Look at all these candle wicks, right? Super choppy, not very smooth price action. And then came back up here to my entry, my break even, and stopped me out. And of course, this being me, right? I tell people I'm the king of getting top ticked, right? Or in the way of getting stopped out, I should say. So came up here to my break even, stopped me out, and then this is when it did the sell off I was hoping for, right? That's when it did this move, this giant dump sell off. This is the move I was wanting, but unfortunately I missed it, right? At this point, obviously, it's also a little later in the morning, so I'm sort of checked out from trading, right? I'm done. I'm a morning trader. I have a day job. I trade in the mornings and I get ready to go to work. I was still here, but I was done trading mentally, right? I had stopped looking. I was just passively looking at stocks. But had I really been in the zone, had I really been focused still, I would have saw this as a fake out. And I probably would have either got back short here on the breakdown below VWAP, or this retest of VWAP as it started to fail back down. But like I said, I was checked out, and so I missed the move on Roku. So it boned me pretty good. I made my money. I did some solid trading, but it boned me because I missed the big move. So that was Roku. That's the unfortunate kind of missed big opportunity. The next one we're going to go over is, let's see, what's the next one? Uber was a nothing trade. Won't go over that one. CDK. CDK, this is an example of bad trading, right? So I still fuck up plenty. So we'll go over this one really quick. I had the right idea, the right call, but my execution was bad, right? So we'll go ahead and frame this up. So CDK, no idea what this company was. Gap down, I imagine, on earnings of some sort. Gap down, so that's why I was on my watch list. In the morning, obviously, I was busy doing other things, but it decided to push back higher. But it was being very weak, right? It was very choppy. It was consolidating, right? Got back up to this area. It had this little range, and then it took another leg down, a step down a level, and it was consolidating below the 20 EMA, right above VWAP, right? So that being the case, this was very, very bearish. Obviously, anything's possible. It could have easily just ripped back up, right, with the big buy order. But this was a very bearish setup to me. I've seen this before. So that being the case, I'm going to zoom in here really quick so you guys can see what happened. So I got in short right here. I had to anticipate because this was SSR, so short sale restricted. So I wouldn't be able to get in. I'd have to hit on an uptick. So you have to anticipate these sort of moves. Because if it were to break down here below VWAP, the flush would be huge and you're going to miss it and you're not going to be able to get in. So I anticipated. Problem was I didn't have a legit stop. All right, I got in short here. My stop should have been at least up here, right? I mean, that's a pretty big stop, right? So you'd have to size appropriately, right? But my stop should have been up in this area, right? But it wasn't. I just kind of eyeballed my stop, right? I did it manually, and I went back up here, and I stopped myself out. Stupid. What's even stupid though is I got back in short again, and I stopped myself out again, right? I had a bad stop out. My mindset was not in the right place. I was not trading technically. I wasn't trading methodically, right? I should have had a mechanical stop up there and then looked away. That's something you've heard me say in other videos. Set your entry, set your stop, set your price target, and look away, right? Only look back once you hear an order get filled. So that's what I should have done. Unfortunately, I didn't. I stopped myself out twice. And at that point, I called it quits on the stock because I knew I was getting emotional. But had I had a legit stop, it would have played out exactly like I imagined, right? So had I had my entry down here, stop up here, I would have been able to catch this big ride down, right? Look at this. This is $1, $2, $1.50, $1.75, whatever. So I missed out on this nice big move right to this price level I had drawn out because I wasn't trading proper, right? I didn't have a proper stop. I was not trading. You got to be mechanical. And so I missed that opportunity, unfortunately. So those are my trades on the day. Green on the day, so happy about that, obviously. But some mediocre trades, some trades that didn't really play out as well as I'd hoped, and some obvious mistakes like this one I was just showing you. So hopefully you guys found some of this information useful. Again, if you like the video, you like the content, please like, subscribe, leave some feedback. And I'll see you guys in the markets tomorrow. Later.